Not every invention changes the world. Some flop hard. And in the world of cars, failure can be spectacular. From bizarre designs to ideas that never should have left the sketchbook, these vehicles were doomed from the start. Here are 10 dumbest old car prototypes that did not make any sense. Number 10. DMC DeLorean prototype variants. Style trumped substance in the case of the DeLorean DMC-12, a car known more for its cinematic fame than real-world performance. Early prototypes were especially flawed. Gull-wing doors jammed, and the underpowered engine struggled with the car's heavy stainless steel body. Marketed as futuristic, it failed basic tests of reliability and drivability. Acceleration was sluggish, build quality inconsistent, and the chassis poorly matched to the car's bulk. Even twin turbochargers couldn't fix its core design flaws. Inside, the cramped cabin, poor visibility, and rough ride fell short of sports car standards. Yet development pushed forward, driven more by hype than engineering. Production delays and financial missteps sealed its fate. In the end, the DeLorean became an icon, not for its mechanics, but because pop culture gave it a second life it never earned on the road. Number 9. Buick Centurion, 1956. A futuristic concept that fell short of function, the 1956 Buick Centurion is best remembered for its vivid red and white body and dramatic plexiglass bubble roof. Its boldest feature wasn't visual, it was replacing the rear-view mirror with an early backup camera. Visionary but flawed. The rear-mounted camera fed images to a dashboard screen, but poor visibility and lighting limitations made it unreliable. Instead of simplifying driving, it complicated it, and costs soared. The bubble roof, while stunning, trapped heat and lacked proper ventilation, making the cabin uncomfortably hot. For a luxury concept, passenger comfort seemed like an afterthought. Never intended for production, the Centurion dazzled on the show circuit but lacked real-world usability. It stands as a striking example of innovation driven by aesthetics, not practicality. A beautiful misstep on the road to progress. Number 8. Amphicar Model 770. The Amphicar Model 770 aimed to be a revolutionary hybrid, driving on land and cruising through water. With 4 wheels and twin propellers, it promised versatility but delivered mediocrity. Can a vehicle be considered innovative if it fails at both tasks? Its modest 1.1-liter engine allowed speeds of 70 mph on land and just 7 knots on water. Steering was clumsy on water, and its road performance was underwhelming. Why combine 2 functions if neither works well? Even worse, the Amphicar wasn't fully watertight. Water often leaked into the cabin, requiring bilge pumps, hardly reassuring. Maintenance was tricky and costly. Shouldn't a water-ready car at least keep water out? Around 4,000 units were sold, mainly in the US, before production ceased in 1965. Today, the Amphicar is remembered not as a triumph, but as a quirky, flawed experiment. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now. Number 7. Chaparral 2J. Unveiled in 1970, the Chaparral 2J looked like a race car, but sounded like a rogue science experiment. Designed for extreme performance, it featured a second engine to power 2 rear fans that sucked air from beneath the car, creating massive downforce and effectively gluing it to the track. But if a car needs fans just to stay grounded, is that really smart design? The 2J briefly outhandled everything else, but its system was noisy, complex, and fragile, prone to failure from debris. Though promising in qualifying, rival teams complained. The FIA banned it for using movable aerodynamic parts. The innovation was real, but too radical to last. Brilliant, but flawed, the Chaparral 2J remains a racing oddity, a vacuum-powered marvel that sounded more like a shop vac than a champion. Let's check out an interesting image for today's topic. Some designs are bold, Others are just baffling. This bizarre vehicle looked like something out of a cartoon fever dream, and not in a good way. One prototype didn't even have side panels or windows. During testing, passengers literally fell out. Unsurprisingly, it was never driven again. Think you've got a better explanation? Share it in the comments. Number 6. Chrysler Thunderbolt. A bold vision gone off course, the Chrysler Thunderbolt was hailed as futuristic innovation, but became a cautionary tale of over-engineering. Its most striking feature, a fully retractable hardtop, was groundbreaking but overly complex, often requiring a team to operate and prone to malfunction. Designed by LeBaron, it featured push-button doors, hidden headlights, and a sleek, handle-free body that looked ahead of its time. Yet beneath the eye-catching design was a conventional Chrysler chassis burdened by temperamental electronics and excessive systems. Only 5 Thunderbolts were built, more showpieces than practical cars. The roof often jammed mid-operation, and the advanced features proved unreliable. Despite its stunning looks, the Thunderbolt failed where it mattered most: usability. It remains a symbol of style overtaking substance, a reminder that innovation must serve function, not just form. Number 5. Zündapp Janus. Built in 1958 by German motorcycle maker Zündapp, the Janus featured a front and rear door with passengers seated back-to-back, a striking but flawed concept. While the symmetrical layout intrigued designers, it made communication awkward and posed real safety risks. Rear passengers had to exit into traffic. Handling was unstable due to odd weight distribution, making cornering unpredictable. Powered by a tiny 245cc engine, the Janus struggled to hit 50 mph and faltered on hills, more golf cart than car. Despite seating 4, its performance and practicality were poor. Originality alone wasn't enough. The Janus quickly became a novelty, not a solution, proof that chasing innovation without addressing everyday usability can steer even bold ideas into dead ends. Number 4. Ford Nucleon. The Ford Nucleon was one of the boldest and strangest concepts from 1950s Detroit. The plan: replace gasoline with a miniature nuclear reactor. Revolutionary on paper, but who'd feel safe with a reactor inches behind the seats? The Nucleon never ran. No nuclear engine existed that was small or safe enough. Designers boasted of 5,000 miles between refuels, but ignored key issues like radiation shielding and crash safety. Isn't passenger protection the bare minimum? Visually, it looked like sci-fi: bubble cockpit, stretched rear for the imagined reactor. But it had no engine, no drivetrain, and no prototype. Can a concept be visionary if it never even tried to work? Ford quietly shelved it. Today, only a scale model survives, a symbol not of innovation, but of overreach. The Nucleon remains a fascinating what-if, reminding us that some ideas belong on the drawing board, not the road. Number 3. Cadillac Cyclone. The 1959 Cadillac Cyclone was GM's bold vision of the future, packed with sci-fi flair and experimental tech. With radar sensors to detect obstacles and rocket-like styling, it sounded revolutionary. But there was a problem. It wasn't drivable. What's the value of high-tech features in a car that can't leave the showroom? Its design was striking: twin nose cones for radar, a bubble canopy, and a spaceship-like body. But the radar, non-functional. Can tech be innovative if it never works? The retractable canopy slid forward automatically for entry, impressive until you realized it had poor ventilation and terrible visibility. Wouldn't normal doors have been smarter? Though it dazzled car show crowds, the Cyclone remained a one-off prototype. Flashy and futuristic, yes, but ultimately just a daring concept that never hit the road. Number 2. Stout Scarab. Often called the original minivan, the Stout Scarab was groundbreaking in layout, but a flop in most other ways. Designed in 1935 by William Bushnell Stout, It had a rear engine, long wheelbase, and a lounge-like cabin. But with a sky-high price and bizarre looks, how innovative is a car no one wants to drive? Borrowing aircraft methods and ditching running boards was bold, but its insect-like design scared more than it inspired. Why pair a sleek interior with a bug-like shell? Fewer than 10 were built. None went beyond testing. Performance was weak, and the market wasn't ready. Can something be revolutionary if it never hits the road? One version lacked side panels or windows, and during its only test, everyone fell out. It never drove again. Number 1. Vanguard Sebring City Car. Enter the Vanguard Sebring City Car, America's bold response to the 1970s fuel crisis. Small, boxy, and electric, it was pitched as the perfect urban commuter. But behind the wheel, it felt more like a golf cart than a car. Can something that struggles to keep up with traffic be considered roadworthy? Its top speed was 30 miles by with a 40-mile range. The cramped interior, tiny trunk, and poor build quality raised serious questions. Why design a city car that can't handle daily life? Its wedge-like body added to its odd look. Though it technically passed safety standards, few dared drive it on highways. No power steering, weak insulation, and constant electrical issues made driving a chore. Still, about 4,400 units were sold. But not every success equals practicality. The city car proved that saving fuel shouldn't mean sacrificing function. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Thanks for watching.